The last video we've been discussing about is time. Time is like it's like how much the hours, seconds, and minutes happen every single times. But the fact is, the time is like a very some sort of a clockwise motivation. But yet, the motivation of the time is so much different. It really tells you how much time that can really tells you what's going on, and how does it keep going forward. And yet, the disturbing thing about this episode that we saw is that people are growing older faster and then they start to decay more quicker as possible. Yet it was disturbing the most, but you never understand why people have these kind of stuff like this because it's just like freaking you out for every 5 minutes. So now, after that episode is done, so we're going on to episode three, which I don't even know what the name of it because the episode itself is just never had a title. Instead, it's just Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared number three. So let's dive in with episode three. No title of the episode, just straight into the episode. And what we do learn is that the three main casts are just basically went outside in the woods and started to have a picnic. And how the hell you can even eat raw chicken? I mean, it's confused me as well. I mean, don't you supposed to like cook it before you eat it? I mean, you can't eat raw chicken, especially when you eat raw eggs, because it's gonna hurt your stomach. No offense though, because I learned that like much. I understand how much people are, but people just have their ways how much they eat their food. It was just so weird to me that I can't even understand about it. Now, don't be alarmed, but the fact is the way how you've been like wandering around the woods and you've basically been understanding how come the woods is just like the place where you can want to have yourself a picnic. But yet it's pretty obvious that most times people just do that for every reasons. So we know for the fact the yellow guy was upset because apparently though, probably not because the duck basically just squished the butterfly, but it's probably like the other thing. So by the time he ran off to the woods and then he ran into the butterfly. And he's been giving some expression about some hatred, I think. But I mean, to be fair, I would tell you something important, but the fact is, I would give some more information detailed about what the butterfly was actually saying to him, to the yellow guy. So apparently, though, I would give you some more details, but I want to see how much this episode goes.
I feel tingly.
Yes, that's love, my friend. And it's time for you to learn all about it.
Okay, let's be for real for this. I know what the word hatred means because hatred is like an expressed feeling of desiring, and even though it's like a mad kind of a feeling, but the fact is it's just like another way how you say things like you're basically disliking people. But of course, though, everybody has been like this way because hatred is like an expressive feeling of how much you basically have an envy and jealousy. But yet, though, every time I see this, it's just like I give a sudden reaction. Because apparently, though, hatred, it can be a little bit of a mixture text of how much you hate something that's like makes you feel like disgust and you just don't like it, and yet you just feel like you just want to take things out. I know that because apparently, though, it's all just coming into like a big part of understand. So here's what I'm going to tell you. Everybody that you knew, they always have hatred moments. I'll give you some definitions how does hatred really does. According to hatred, it's like how much people can really feel like they're interfering and how much people just hate desire of how much people really express their anger towards another people. But the fact is the hatred does. It's just so much aggravation, but yet it leads them all desired of a fighting, and yet it just leads to the bad arguments. I know that because apparently though when you feel like example like, oh, when somebody is getting divorced, and sometimes another person just say, I'm getting divorced also. But yet, their expression can be either sad and mad at the same time. We know that because arguments can lead to the divorce or other ways. But sometimes, when people have been experiencing the feeling of hatred, that's how people have their expressions with the burning desire of your mind. We know that because people have just been expressing with a lot of cushions of how much people just like, oh yeah, I hate you because you're the worst person I ever seen. Well, a lot of people just hate each other because that's how it is. But according to love and hate, hate is like the opposite of love. I know that because apparently though I learned how much the expression feelings really goes. But trust me, it ain't easy to be feeling like hated and love at the same time. But yet though, every time when you feel like when you feel mad at somebody just because you eat a sandwich and then other person say, oh, I don't like your sandwich, I just throw their sandwich away. And then, oh, you ruin my sandwich just because you don't like my sandwich, you just want to make something different. That's kind of an example of how hatred was. But the fact is, the way how love and hatred can be really goes to is just feeling like expression of how much love that can really take in. Like you're in love with your friends and your family, and even your pets also. Sometimes you just feel like everybody has a comfortable feelings towards another thing. That's why love and hate are both the difficult expressions, but they're both the opposites. But sometimes hatred and love are both the same, but they're differences. Because hatred is opposite of love. Let's get back to the episode. And to be honest though, I don't even understand about this animation because the animation just like it's like feel pressure of pink tint with the light tan around. But sometimes the above clouds is like magenta color. But sometimes the way how the animation style can really look like it's feel press of love. I know that because apparently though the feelings of it is just how much it feels. While Butterfly basically talking some expressions of love to yellow guy, Duck and the red guy basically decided to like eat the raw eggs and the chickens itself. I mean, I understand that, but that's what happens. So he showed him some friends of the butterfly, but yet though, sometimes it's just feel like you have something that you feel like you're in love with. I always done that to the dog one time. It gets disgusting how much you eat egg yolks and bone in chicken without even cooking it right. Yeah, you completely eat the whole chicken, like completely, without even saving one for the yellow friend. And to be fair, though, the way how the characters are looking into the screen, like as if it's looking at you, it's just like it actually tells you something what actually going on. And don't get me wrong, sometimes the way how you feel a pressure of love is like giving your ideas of how much you feel like you got some oppressive feelings toward other people. I know that because I've been felt the love from my subscribers and everything, but yet though most times love can be taken in a lot of people also, it especially comes with pets also. But yet though, no matter what you've been in love with, but yet it's all just taken in with some very much of a understanding how much it all went. So let me give you some different understandings of how love can really goes to you if you want to learn the feelings towards it. According to love, it's like the same feeling as hatred, but it is an opposite way as possible. But yet though love is can really feel like it's a hard oppressive feeling that can make you feel like you have connection towards other people. I know that because how much it feels like when you have a love with relationship, like your loved one and your special one, especially that comes with your friends and family. But yet, though, everybody just feel this way because love has always been around. But sometimes you just need somebody who can help your feelings. And yet, though, it just takes a pretty obvious how much love can really interact with your concept of emotion. Yet, though, love can be feel like it's a press of joy and yet though it's like feel of embarrassment. But sometimes it's just happens. And even though when you say the words "I love you" it means you love somebody, even if you love me, and it's like the same thing too. But to hatred, it says I hate you and you hate me. But the fact is, it's both the exact same, but the words of the feelings of it, it's all coming different. I know that because it's like
To love each
the
other,
different way
is to
possible
care,
of
to
how
be
much
kind,
love can
and
really
to
go on
share.
with
I
you.
love my friends and I give 'em a
Well,
hug.
you can't be too love with your animal because
I love my
that's
pet
going to be
turkeys
very
and crabs.
much
I love this
reason
pig and I
how
love
you get
this
yourself a
stick
legal
and I love
moment.
No, that's not how it's
I mean,
done.
not legal
You
moment
must
like the
save
legal
your love
context.
for your special one.
My special
Yeah,
one?
but sometimes
Everyone has a
you can be
special
loved
one.
once, but not too much because
Yes, it's true.
it's not going to
Do
be
not
easy for
worry,
you to be
you're
expressing
confused,
feelings
but
towards
that's okay.
animals.
Let me put it another
Now, that
way.
when the yellow guy basically discovered a story about Michael and the art style of it in a black and white cover, and yet though it's like it's tinting. I saw this art style once, and it's like the black and white cover of the animation. But yet though the mono of it looks like some sort of a paint sketchy art,
You see,
and yet though
everyone
it
has
takes
a
a lot
special
of
one.
different rights and how much the color of itself
Your
really
heart
did
beats
it.
hard like a big love
In a
drum,
possible way.
calling for your special
I mean, no
one.
offense though.
So be patient.
I tried to do that once, but it did not work.
He's made for her.
She's made for him.
That's the way it's always been. And it's perfect.
And it's pure.
Nah, son, nah.
Like I mentioned before, we know love can really have a relationship to somebody as if you ask them to get married. But the way how it's a affirmation with the act of service, but yet though it's just how much of the process of how much love can really go. But you had to give them the incapacitating with the positive love, and also with the family bonds and self-love. But sometimes with the variation of it, it's just highlighting. But yet though, when you ask somebody to get married, it's pretty obvious that love can be difficult. Sometimes you have to stick with it. No matter what love can really do, it's just always been dealt with a lot of workload of how much of the concerns. When you leave love, it's just take things a lot of difficult with the way that it never works. I know that because it's just active listening. I know that because apparently though, when the way how you act to breed, but the fact is, it's just what happens. Sometimes people love never lasts because the fact is, it just never does. I know it ain't easy to have love. Sometimes you just focus on science.
Like a flower, it grows and grows. And it's forever.
And forever.
And now we all worship our king. Our king. Our king. His name is Malcolm.
He is the king of love.
Wait. King of Love? I never heard of that. I mean, Malcolm, the King of Love? I mean, I never heard of it at first, but yet it's just made me confused at the second. Okay, so let me give me some lookup and see how and who is the King of Love. Okay, I think we got this covered. According to the wiki of the Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared, Malcolm was the second character to have his name introduced on screen, while the others either remain with the unknown names and names revealed via social media. The first was Michael. Malcolm was 2 letters away from Milcom, the god of the Anomanites, or that's what it says. I guess that's what it says. And allegedly represents of human sacrifice. Whoa, that's crazy. Provide with religious themes of Don't Hug Me, I'm Scared. This might be international. The tiny Malcolm statues are somewhat similar to the curse idol from HTF due to both being religious objects that appears in the background. Due to the small Malcolm statue being presented in the trio's house since the 4th episode, it is possible that one of them is a member of the love cult, or abides by its teaching. Really? So this whole episode that we're watching, it was actually about love cult. I guess that kind of makes sense, but I did not know there's actually the one that's called love cult. I mean, you get like a crazy cult members of all time, like Cult of a Lamb or Cult of a Dragons or Cult of anything. But when it comes with a sinister kind, but yet we understand it ain't easy to have those around. It's pretty obvious. It creeps you out the most, but yet the sometimes cult members, it can be that kind of difficult. It's so strange. Very strange indeed that nobody ever want to talk about it. Let's get back to it.
We must feed him.
We must feed him gravel.
That's not how you're supposed to do that, but that's weird, but okay, that I don't know why it gets too darker at that same tone. But yet though, why is this happening? This whole episode is just starting to make me feel like I'm losing my thoughts about this episode. And comes back to the normal episode like it was before.
Oh,
Now, Duck and Red Guy found Yellow Guy on the top of a tree, and he gave him an egg.
But look,
And of course,
to cheer you up.
I guess
you know,
it must be because we love.
I mean, I understand how this goes, but this happens.
Pesky
Yeah,
me.
it's very terrifying indeed. I don't know why that's there, but it's just it's very creepy, but yet you don't understand how it feels like when you see something like that coming out of your egg. And why the hell are we seeing the freaking statuette is starting to get burned out? And the guy just walking away. I mean, what type of freaking person would do something like that? I mean, it's like a pretty obvious choice that nobody ever expressed their own like love cult towards other people. But yet, no. Well, yes, you can do that, but the fact is it's much more darker than that. But the fact is, the way how you connected with people, you just express feelings towards them before you can interact. You know, to be fair, I've done this one time. And I thought it was best if I could do a relationship one time. And it did not work out. Probably because it's addictive and probably based on fear. It was told me in my subconsciousness thoughts. Made me realize that how much it feels like to have a someone to be in a relationship with you. Yeah, I understand how that feels. But if that happens to me again, we'll let you know.